That's right. The water you use ends up here in Salt Creek, but only after going through a complex treatment process that makes it safe to return our wastewater to the natural environment. When water goes down the drain, it enters a network of collection or sanitary sewer lines. These lines rely on gravity to carry wastewater from homes to large trunk sewers. Along the way, there are some low elevations where lift stations pump the water to a higher level, so gravity can continue the job of carrying the water to one of Lincoln's 2 wastewater treatment plants. Monitoring and maintaining the lines and lift stations is essential to preventing backups and blockages. To inspect sewer lines, the city uses a special television camera. This gives a first-hand look at the condition of the lines. Currently, there are more than 700 miles of sewer lines, 13 lift stations, and 2 treatment plants. It takes more than 100 people to operate, maintain, and manage the wastewater treatment system. This is the Teresa Street plant, Lincoln's oldest and largest. Most of Lincoln's wastewater ends up at this 51-acre site near 27th and Cornhusker. On a normal day, the Teresa Street plant treats an average of 18 million gallons of wastewater, but can handle 24.5 million gallons per day. Lincoln's newest wastewater treatment plant was built to meet the growing needs of East Lincoln. The Northeast Treatment Plant, located near Interstate 80, treats an average of 6 million gallons of wastewater each day. At the rate of 24 million gallons a day, these 2 plants treat enough water to fill Holmes Lake every 3.5 days. When wastewater first arrives at a treatment plant, it flows through bar screens that remove rags, sticks, and other debris, and through grit basins to catch sand and gravel. The water then flows to large tanks called primary clarifiers. Here, over 50% of the organic solids are removed. Some settle to the bottom of the tank, while materials that float to the top are removed by skimmers. The solids are processed separately from the wastewater, and in a minute, we'll see how that works. But first, let's see how the water gets cleaned. From the primary clarifiers, the wastewater flows to trickling filters or aeration basins at the Teresa Street plant and to the bio tower at the Northeast plant. In all of these processes, basically the same thing happens.
After the wastewater has gone through the primary or physical treatment phase, it enters the secondary or biological treatment phase. The City of Lincoln wastewater system uses 2 different methods. One is called trickling filters, where the water is trickled over rocks and the bacteria cling to the rocks and create a zooglial slime that removes the dissolved organics from the wastewater. The second method is called activated sludge, and concentrated bacteria is recycled back to aeration basins and mixed with the incoming primary effluent and air so that the bacteria come in contact again with the dissolved organics, use them as food, and then settle out in those final clarifiers.
After microorganisms have broken down the waste, the water goes to the final clarifiers. These large tanks remove any remaining solids by either allowing them to sink to the bottom or by skimming them from the top. Finally, the water flows to chlorine contact basins where it is disinfected before releasing it into Salt Creek. Now that we've seen how the water is treated, let's go back to the primary clarifiers to see what happens to the solids. Once taken out of the water, the solids go into a digester that uses microorganisms to convert the solid waste to an organic material that can be used as fertilizer. The process of breaking down the waste produces methane gas, used to heat the digester and surrounding buildings. This process has been used at the Northeast Treatment Plant since it opened in 1980. At the Teresa Street plant, the new digesters are among the first in the United States built with a space-saving, egg-shaped design. These digesters make plant operations more energy efficient by capturing the methane gas and using it to power electrical generators, saving on the electricity bill. At the Northeast plant, the solids from the digester form a slurry that's pumped to a pond on a 400-acre farm north of Interstate 80. Then the sludge is injected into the ground to fertilize crops. At the Teresa Street plant, the digested solids run through a belt filter press that squeezes out excess water. The material is then loaded onto trucks. The processed sludge can be used as organic fertilizer on farmland. Processed solids from wastewater treatment plants have proven to be an excellent fertilizer, helping to produce outstanding crops. To assist in effective wastewater treatment, a variety of Lincoln industries participate in an industrial pre-treatment program. Through this program, city officials and industrial managers work together to make sure that industrial chemicals, oils, and solid materials that might find their way into the wastewater system are handled properly.
Industry is a heavy user of water. Some industries have their own forms of pre-treatment to handle contaminants or unique needs generated from their plants. The treatment may consist of either biological or various physical and chemical methods. In the background here, we have an example of a biological treatment plant, much the same as that of the Teresa Street or Northeast treatment plants. The basic idea is to reduce the organic strength seen by the treatment plant at the municipal system, so that the municipal system may more successfully treat that waste in preparation for release to the stream.
To make sure that industries and the wastewater treatment plants are meeting the strict standards required by law, laboratories at the plants continually test and analyze water quality at each step of the treatment process. These tests are required to ensure that water being returned to the natural environment meets specific standards. This entire system represents an investment of hundreds of millions of dollars for the city of Lincoln. The cost of operating, maintaining, and improving the wastewater system is paid by us through wastewater rates as part of our water bill. Our cost is determined by how much water we use in the winter months, because winter is a time of little or no water use outdoors. We can protect our investment, help the city operate a more efficient wastewater system, and avoid costly repairs by following a few simple guidelines. Don't pour grease down the drain. Grease can solidify in pipes, causing clogs and backups. This is a major cause of domestic plumbing problems and can be expensive for a homeowner to correct. Instead of pouring grease down the drain, place it in a can or other sealed container for regular garbage disposal. Don't connect sump pumps, rain spouts, or other home flood control pumps to the sanitary sewer system. The system is not designed to handle large flows of stormwater, and connecting these pumps to the sanitary sewer is against the law. And finally, our wastewater system is only capable of treating certain kinds of organic materials. It can't effectively treat things like paint, automotive waste, solvents, or hundreds of other chemicals commonly used in homes, businesses, and industry. For information on how to properly dispose of these materials, contact the Hazardous Materials Unit of the Lincoln-Lancaster County Health Department. By following these simple guidelines, we protect our environment and help the wastewater system do a better job in treating the water we use. It's an investment in a cleaner and healthier community.